We can stop the actions of the body and mind. Be still. Touch, awareness. Awareness that is clearly not about someone, not about something, not about some place, not about some time, not about some situation, not about some experience. Settle into the stopping of compulsive behavior, of complicated thinking, of frustration with the way, of difficulty that is encountered either in the body or the mind. Allow the mind to be awareness. Allow the awareness to relax and release the tensions in the body and the tensions or knots in the mind. Not seeking for anything, not being anyone, not understanding anything, not understanding anything. Do not believe in thoughts. Do not try to get rid of thoughts. Do not try to think. Look at space. Be as space. Space does not need to do anything to be as it is. You do not need to do anything to be as you are. In hearing sounds, there is just hearing sounds. In having thoughts, there is just having thoughts. In moving around, there is just moving around. In being still, there is just being still. In being the teacher, there is just being the teacher. In being the student, there is just being the student. In being uncomfortable, there is just being uncomfortable. In being curious, there is just being curious. That is to not conceive about it. That is to not make more out of it. That is to not indulge in the thinking that arises about it, and return to, in thinking, there is just thinking. In seeing, there is just seeing. In hearing, there is just hearing. In thinking, there is just thinking. In breathing, there is just breathing. In tension, there is just tension. In having an opinion, there is just having an opinion. Just is the way that it already is. So that's the way that it is. That's enough. It does not need to be played with, does not need to be trained, does not need to be understood, does not need to be not understood, does not need to be anything or anyone, or concerned with or related to any place or any situation or any certain kind of experience. In what is noticed, there is just that, and that is already enough. There need not be any more about what is just that. Let it be that way. Let it be experienced that way, the way that it already is. The justness of the just is simple and complete already. Nothing needs to be done about it. Nothing needs to be added to it. Nothing needs to be taken away from it. In this experience, just this experience. Let it be neither right nor wrong. Let it be just the way that it is right now, already. Without thinking about it, without controlling it, without managing it. without considering if it is right or wrong. Let the body be the body without considering whether it is right or wrong, or likable or dislikable, or any particular way. Let the mind and thoughts be the way that they are, without having a perspective about them. Or without giving importance to liking or disliking thoughts, or aspects of the mental state. Let it be the way that it is. It is that way already, so let it be that way. Let it be the way that it already is. All involvements or reactions or positions or perspectives, positive or negatively perceived, are to be stepped back from. Just see it as it is already now. Not some special, mystical, or spiritual experience, just the way that it is right now already, without needing to think about it or have a belief about it or for it to need to be right or wrong. It is already like this, it is already this way. The seeing is already like this. The hearing is already like this. The breathing is already like this. The mind is already like this. The body is already like this. So no need for an opinion, a perspective, or a position concerned with what is already like this. If it seems special, let it be special, without giving any extra value, judgment. Special is just special already. If it seems unimportant, let it be seeming to be unimportant, without seeking for another thing. In getting distracted, there is just getting distracted. In looking over there, there is just looking over there. In breathing, there is just breathing. In feeling tension or worry, there is just feeling tension or worry. It is free and it is safe as much as it is just the way that it already is, without needing to bother it. Allow the mental phenomena to be as bird sounds. Not important and not important, just the way that they are. Allow doubt to be just what it is. Positive and negative feeling as it is felt, just as it is. Without giving special importance to it and without thinking more about it. In thinking more about it, just thinking more about it. This is the justice of non-discrimination. This is the way the Buddha taught to train the mind in the Bahia Sutta. Don't try to do anything. Just be with what already is. In the mind trying to understand, there is just the mind trying to understand. In the body being still, there is just the body being still. In thinking, there is just thinking. Not about seeing or not seeing, not about hearing or not hearing, not about thinking or not thinking, not about tension or no tension. Relax and release the whole embodiment of making more out of what is already. In doing your best, there is only just doing your best. In giving up, there is only just giving up. In being aware of breathing, there is just being aware of breathing. Free already of someone, some place, some world, some time, some situation, some experience. Free up, free out, dissolve out the notion of importance given to conceiving about things. Adding on to, taking away from, making something out of things, people, places, situations, experiences, aspects of mental experience, aspects of physical experience. Just the way that it is already now. In the breathing mindfully, there is no Buddha, there is just breathing mindfully. In the Buddha, there is just the Buddha. In the thinking mind, there is not someone, not some self. There is just thinking mind at that moment. In the body being a certain way, there is just the body being a certain way. In the mind being a certain way, there is just the mind being in a certain way. In not breathing, there is just not breathing. In breathing, there is just breathing. The just is cutting. In the tree of just being someone, there is the cutting of someone. In the tree of just experiencing something, there is the cutting of just experiencing something. This is the true justness in experiencing without conceiving, the finishing and the resolution of conceiving about what is already that does not depend on anything or anyone. Or any point. This moment is just this moment. This space is just this space. This body is just this body. This mind is just this mind. No more, no less. No addition, no subtraction. Nothing inside or outside. No body, no mind. No path, no attainment. No birth, no death. In the just is that which frees itself. In just seeing, seeing is freed by seeing. In just hearing, hearing is freed by hearing. In just breathing, breathing is freed by breathing. In just thinking, thinking is freed by a single thought of non-thinking. That is just thinking. That is just a thought. That is just an idea. Those are just words and phrases. In knocking, there is just knocking. In sitting, there is just sitting. Inasmuch as we can train the mind in this way, we can walk the Buddhist path, we can get to the enlightenment, and we can reduce the negative mental formations and habit energies. We can step back, we can release more and more greed, anger, delusion, and our aspiration for Buddhahood, our aspiration for freedom, not only for ourselves, but for everyone, can become more pronounced, subtle, and sublime, and powerful as well. So that is our meditation for this morning time. And I welcome if anyone has any questions or would like to share any experience. Okay, we'll finish here. Sadhu, sadhu.